Welcome to this explainer. We are jumping right into things today because we're taking a look at one of the absolute biggest mysteries of, well, human existence. We're talking about the soul. What is it really? Where is it actually located inside of us? And what on earth happens to it? What's its journey when our physical bodies eventually shut down? To figure this out, we're going to bridge two very different worlds, breaking down some incredibly fascinating source material that brings together thousands of years of ancient Eastern wisdom and the absolute bleeding edge of modern quantum physics. So, let's start with the basics. To even begin unraveling this mystery, we've got to pinpoint its location. Where exactly does the soul reside? I mean, is it tucked away somewhere inside your beating heart? Is it firing along with the neural pathways up in your mind? Or does it exist somewhere else entirely, completely beyond our normal understanding of space and time? To find the answer, we actually have to look backward first. We're diving into ancient Eastern philosophy. For thousands of years, these ancient Indian texts didn't look outward into the physical world to find the soul. They looked inward. They point us straight to specific physical and spiritual centers within the human body, basically treating the body as a sacred temple that houses a universal truth. Take the concept of anahata, for instance. In ancient Hindu and Buddhist traditions, this is recognized as the fourth primary energy center, which we commonly call the heart chakra. The word itself translates to the unstruck sound. These ancient sources identify this specific center as the actual seat of the soul. It's thought of as the ultimate bridge between the physical, material concerns of our lower chakras and the purest spiritual awareness of our upper chakras. The Kathopanishad, which is a profound ancient philosophical text, paints this picture so beautifully. It describes the Atman, which is the individual soul, as a small flame in the cave of the heart. It gives us this really vivid analogy. Just like how vast, boundless sunlight can squeeze through a tiny window as a single focused beam, the infinite universal spirit manifests inside us as a tiny, thumb-sized, smokeless flame right there in the cavity of the heart. But hold on, because the heart isn't the only spiritual epicenter in these texts. Other deep spiritual traditions place the soul's main base of operations right in the mind, specifically the Ajna chakra, which you probably know as the third eye. In this perspective, the soul is sitting up in the center of the mind, like a master command node. It's up there directing the entire physical body and processing the universe through intellect and sheer consciousness. So how do we reconcile these two different views? Well, the Mundaka Upanishad gives us a really stunning analogy to help make sense of it. It describes two incredibly beautiful birds. They are close companions and they're clinging to one common tree. This tree represents the physical human body, and these two birds represent the dual nature of consciousness that exists inside every single one of us. Here is the secret to this whole analogy. It's all about what the birds are doing. One bird is the Jiva Atman, our individual self. This bird is busy eating the sweet and bitter fruits of the tree, representing our everyday actions, our emotions, and our karma. But the second bird? That's the Parma Atman, the supreme soul. This bird doesn't need a thing. It just sits perfectly still as the silent, universal witness to everything happening. And the wild part is, they both reside in the exact same heart. It shows how we are constantly experiencing life, while at the very same time, eternally observing it. Now you're probably wondering, if I have this supreme silent observer inside me, why don't I feel it every day? According to the texts, it's because our minds are constantly clouded by the three gunas, which are the basic qualities of nature. First, there's tamas, which is ignorance and inertia. Then there's rajas, which is passion, restless activity, and desire. And finally, sattva, which is pure clarity. Think about it. Most of the time, our daily stress and anxiety keep us completely trapped in a thick fog of tamas and rajas. It's only when your mind finally calms down and hits that clear state of sattva that you can actually feel the true nature of your soul. Okay, so here's where this explainer takes a massive, fascinating turn from ancient mysticism straight into the realm of modern science. Because right now, cutting-edge quantum physics is actually attempting to locate and define this exact same profound phenomenon inside the human brain. Let's look at a scientific theory called ORC-OR, which stands for Orchestrated Objective Reduction. This was put together by mathematical physicist Sir Roger Penrose and anesthesiologist Stuart Hameroff. What this hypothesis suggests is that consciousness isn't just a bunch of regular neurons firing in a complex biological loop. No, it proposes that consciousness is fundamentally a quantum process happening at a microscopic level inside your brain. Instead of just looking at standard neural networks, this theory zeroes in on these tiny little structural tubes inside our brain cells called microtubules. The research argues that these microtubules function almost like a biological quantum computer. They host quantum state superpositions, which basically means they process information in a non-local state that's quite literally grounded in the foundational fabric of the universe itself. When you actually step back and compare these two worlds side by side, it is literally mind-blowing. On one side, we have the ancient mystic view, an omnipresent, universal Brahman that localizes as a soul, the Atman, inside our bodies. On the other side, we have the modern scientific view, non-local, pre-space-time quantum information that localizes as consciousness inside the microtubules of our brains. Two totally different languages, thousands of years apart, describing the exact same underlying concept. Which brings us to the biggest question of all, right? If the soul, or this quantum consciousness, is completely distinct from our physical body, what happens to it when the physical body dies? Where does it go? For this, we're turning to a classic ancient text about the afterlife called the Garuda Purana. According to this text, death is really just the physical body stopping. That's it. The soul and the mind that's attached to it actually just keeps going. It says that for the first 13 days after death, the soul retains all its memories and essentially floats near its earthly life. It's slowly processing the massive shock of dying and beginning the very difficult process of detaching from the physical world and its loved ones. But after those initial 13 days, things shift. The soul embarks on a much larger 49-day journey, passing through 16 symbolic cities or stages. And the sources make a very big point of emphasizing that this is absolutely not a punishment. It's a deep spiritual purification. It's a structured time for processing those earthly memories, slowly dissolving the ego we built up, and undergoing a truly profound karmic review of the life we just lived. What's super fascinating to me here is the incredibly precise psychological timeline the text lays out. It's literally an unraveling of the human psyche. Days 1 through 3 are just about waking up to the pure awareness of being dead. By days 16 to 18, the soul goes through a moral evaluation, intensely feeling the exact joy or pain they caused other people, a massive awakening of empathy. By days 22 to 24, earthly desires like wanting wealth or fame just completely burn out. And finally, around days 46 to 48, this highly purified soul arrives at the gate of the Vaitharni River. Reaching this glowing, vast river is a huge milestone. Crossing the Vaitharni River represents the ultimate act of letting go. This is the exact moment where the soul completely sheds any lingering attachment to its former physical identity. Its name, its history, its earthly family. It's getting entirely stripped down, preparing for the final karmic evaluation. And that brings the soul to the ultimate crossroads, with two very different outcomes. The text described the death of the ignorant as a soul that is still heavily bound by karmic attachments and unfulfilled desires. This soul is directed toward reincarnation, basically taking on a new physical form to continue learning. On the other hand, the death of the liberated refers to a soul that has achieved pure, total self-realization. This soul achieves ultimate freedom and is no longer bound by that endless cycle of rebirth. There's this fantastic analogy from Swami Krishnananda to explain what that liberation actually looks like. He says, the drop in the ocean doesn't have to move in any direction to dissolve itself in the ocean. It's so powerful. A liberated soul doesn't literally pack up and travel anywhere after death. The illusion of the physical body just vanishes, and the soul instantly dissolves right back into the omnipresent, universal source. So what's the big takeaway from all of this? It's honestly pretty staggering. Both the ancient Vedic texts and the frameworks of modern quantum physics suggest something so incredibly similar. The soul, our quantum consciousness, is fundamentally universal. Death is not an end. It's simply a transition. And the true core essence of who you are, when completely stripped of your physical body and that restless mind, is eternal. Before we end, we'd love to hear from you. What do you believe? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And remember, the greatest journey isn't outward, it's within. If you're passionate about spirituality, self-discovery, and timeless wisdom, subscribe to Infinite Within and begin exploring the infinite power already inside you. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.